More banelings. There are a ton of banelings up for Sente. Let's check the numbers. 28. Does that qualify as so many?
Though this is a really good push here.
This is a really good push, but it's only Marines.
That's too... Oh, jeez.
It's only Marines.
Suiciding most of them.
Medevacs are useless against banelings. They can't heal fast enough, so all of that money was effectively wasted.
And no Marauders to tank the damage either. So no Marauders, no tanks, and no combat shields. It's going to make for a difficult baneling defense. Unless you're way more awesome than I am. Which you probably are, actually. To be fair, you're probably more awesome than I am. But meanwhile, the second drop has taken out the main hatch here. So that's kind of a problem for Sente. I don't think he has another layer. He's morphing one. But he doesn't have another layer at the moment. And that hatch is barely worth rebuilding given the minerals here.
Yeah, he took out the... I think for larva it's as good a place as any. There's probably still a decent bit of gas left.
Although he could consider expanding to this main.
That would actually be an excellent call. Just have your mutas chew on that for a while. Get your Zerglings over there.
Meanwhile...
Going still full into Marines.
Sente has about $1.5 billion.
Yeah, there's many money.
There is so many money. Perihelion doing a little bit better job maintaining his economy, building those Marines, though still with a surplus of minerals. So he could be, I don't know. I feel like he might be able to use a little bit more of that.
I think right now would be a good time to drop a reactor on one or two of those bears.
The problem is that none of these have reactors, so they're producing low numbers of units.
I'm not entirely sure what he's spending his gas on. He's keeping his gas pretty low, but he's still
upgrades and medevacs. He had a ton of medevacs, man. He just lost like 8 medevacs, so he's had a lot of those. Mutas going right by the Marines. Marines are not going to notice, really. A couple of them are going to feel brave, but then lose interest.
Yeah. Aww. I mean, I know I spent the earlier bit of this game, you know, praising Marines and how versatile and singularly awesome they are, but because they're so good, they have to have an Achilles heel built into the game, and that would be banelings.
And ADD, as you can see, because they just lost interest over here.
Yeah.
If those Marines had a little bit more focus, they would have been doing better.
It's terrible what the drugs do to these kids.
Yeah. That's usually a result of all the stim.
But yeah, he's going hard into Marines. He's got great upgrades, except for he does need combat shields if he wants to push all Marines. But beside that one oversight, that's a huge, scary ball.
He's going for 3-3, and he's getting one weapons on vehicles. So tanks are being produced, again, not rallied. But that's cool. I don't have any huge quarrels with that, though he does need a tech lab on this factory. Still no combat shield.
The tanks are good, but pretty immobile, and he doesn't have a whole lot of map control right now. That is solidly in the hands of the Zerg.
He really needs the tanks against the banelings. Like, the banelings are what's ruining him.
What I would say was actually Thor's against the banelings.
Thor's against the banelings?
Because they'd also be really good at keeping the mutas away as well.
Yeah. Thor's do work reasonably well. They're just really expensive. And he doesn't have enough gas.
He does have a base.
With all those Marines, I'd take 2 tanks instead of 1 Thor. If I was worried about banelings, because he's
pushing out with Marines and tanks. Yep. I wonder if he's going to set up in the middle here. Hope he can goad some banelings.
He will have to siege in time because the banelings do have roll. Although the creep spread is not spectacular, it's almost connecting these 2 bases. He has sieged his tanks out in the middle here, so it looks like Perihelion's going to try to hold the watchtower. Though Sente has an awful lot of stuff.
That is a lot of banelings. Oh, and he's moving in.
Running away. The tanks are not sieged anymore.
I think he's going to try and stem and pull back into tank range.
Sente has a window. Perihelion sieging up again. Bringing any more tanks? Nope, not so much. There is 1 tank here, but he's not bringing it along. So 1 small group of Marines going out front.
Oh, and he's just pushing in.
Oh, and they're not in tank range. Zerglings just flowing through, catching 1 tank on siege, grabbing the other, cleaning up more Marines, and the mutas just have no problem with this. They're totally okay with how things went. They're just going to kill every Marine.
Oh, that is so many mutas.
Oh, and there's the GG. Ouch. Okay. Well, that's that.
A little sad it ended before adrenal glands got up, but
although,
you know everything.
Didn't Sente win both of those games?
Yep.
All right.
2-0.
They are mislabeled because we have 3 games.
Oh, that was
I was reasonably sure.
Best out of 3.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We'll bring up the other one anyway, just so you can watch it.